Hey guys, welcome back to the wild world of street racing. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most intense and chaotic moments ever seen on Street Outlaws, No Prep Kings. Get ready for the drama, the tension, and yes, the fist fight. You won't believe what went down between Chuck Seitsinger and Boosted GT. Now, let me tell you, street racing is not as straightforward as it seems. Sure, on the surface, it's just about cars speeding down a straight track from point A to point B. But for those of us who live and breathe the street racing scene, we know that it's never just about the race. There's a ton of emotions, rivalries, and egos that can flare up at any moment, and sometimes, those flames burst into full-blown fire. That's exactly what happened on this explosive episode. But let's back up for a second. The tension had already been building behind the scenes. Larsson, a top-tier racer, was dealing with some serious challenges. Because of a rule change for the No Prep Kings Championship, Larry couldn't race his truck, the one he'd competed with last year. So, what does he do? He builds an entirely new car to keep up with the competition, but guess what? The car isn't ready in time. Ouch. What does Larry do? Does he throw in the towel? Of course not. He's a fighter, and he decides to race Birdman using his golf cart. Yes, you heard that right, a golf cart. This wasn't just some silly stunt. Larry was determined to have some fun and keep his competitive spirit alive, even if it wasn't in his shiny new car. But here's where things start getting tricky. While Larry was out there making light of the situation, nobody had informed the officials that he'd be using a golf cart. So, when the cart rolls up to the staging lane and breaks the starting beam, the system red lights Birdman. Chaos. Chuck Seitsinger, ever the 405 team loyalist, immediately jumps on the opportunity, claiming Birdman lost the race. But hold on, was that really the case? Boosted GT wasn't having it. He knew that the red light was just a system malfunction and argued that Birdman hadn't truly lost. Naturally, this set Chuck off. See, Chuck's team, the 405, would benefit greatly from Birdman being knocked out of the competition. Ryan Martin, another 405 racer, was in the hunt for the championship crown, and Birdman's loss would help their cause. Before anyone could blink, trash talk turned into heated words, and things quickly escalated. What was supposed to be some good old competitive banter exploded into a full-on fistfight right there on the starting line. Chuck and Boosted, two co-hosts who should have been hyping the race, were now scrapping in front of everyone, something no one expected to see. Let's be honest, street racing has never been just about the cars. It's a world fueled by intense rivalries, massive egos, and the kind of adrenaline that pushes people to the edge. When those emotions get mixed up in competition, you get situations like this one. Chuck, feeling cornered, wasn't going to back down. Boosted, on the other hand, was determined to make sure Birdman didn't get cheated out of a fair race. You know, when people start throwing punches in front of a crowd, it's serious. The passion these racers have isn't just about the cars, it's personal. And let's not forget that for Chuck, this wasn't just about Birdman or Boosted GT. This was about pride. Team 405 had been working tirelessly, and Chuck was doing everything he could to defend his turf. So, when Boosted decided to challenge him, things were bound to get physical. Sure, in the world of racing, tempers flare all the time, but this was different. We're talking about grown men, right there on the starting line, throwing hands. Of course, cooler heads eventually tried to prevail, with team members rushing in to break up the fight. But the damage was done. Chuck and Boosted had made it clear, this wasn't just racing anymore. It was personal. The whole event was turned upside down, and while both men eventually apologized for the public outburst, it's hard to forget how raw things got. But that's the beauty of Street Outlaws. It's not just about the cars, it's about the people behind the wheel. The rivalries, the drama, the unpredictable moments like these. We tune in to watch races, but what keeps us hooked is the human element. Watching these drivers navigate not just the racetrack but their own explosive tempers and pride adds a whole new layer to the sport. So, what can we take away from this? Street racing isn't just a battle of horsepower, but a clash of personalities. Chuck and Boosted's fight reminds us that in the heat of competition, anything can happen, even fists flying at the starting line. Who's right and who's wrong might be up for debate, but one thing is for sure, you don't want to miss what happens next in this high-octane world. If you want to keep up with all the street racing drama, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because we've got plenty more stories coming your way. And trust me, you don't want to miss a second of the action. Stay tuned, racers, because the road to the crown is far from over.